just talk about what WhatsApp banking services are, what are the pitfalls, what is the procedure that you need to follow, and a whole host of other things about this newly launched service by a host of private lenders, big and small. And to talk about this, we have a guest joining us on the show right now, Ritesh Bhatia, consultant cyber securities. Mr. Bhatia, thank you so much for taking time out. Before we delve deeper, just want to understand, it's a fairly new phenomenon. A lot of viewers out there may not even know what exactly is WhatsApp banking. Can you, for the benefit of our viewers, enlighten them on the service?
Okay, so now WhatsApp banking is like a new feature, the way we had SMS banking or we have net banking. So right now we have WhatsApp banking. So you're already using your WhatsApp. Now depending upon your bank, let's say your bank is ABC Bank, you go to their website of the bank will tell you to give a missed call on a particular number from your registered mobile number. You're supposed to give them a missed call from that number and immediately save that number. And that becomes the WhatsApp number. Now from that, now you can just start chatting with them. Actually, there's no human person over there. It's just like a virtual bot, or a bot or a virtual thing out over there. And for example, like right now, I'm having a one over here. I just have to begin with, the number that you save. You have to just tell them first. You have to say hi. Then they will give you a list of options. They're going to give you a list of options. Number one will be what is your what is your balance. Second could be something else. Third could be your credit card balance. Fourth could be something. So you type the particular number, the information that you need. For example, if I need that, I want to know what is my fixed deposit balance, and as per my particular bank, it's number 7. So I'll just say 7, and I'll immediately get what is my fixed deposit value as of now.
Just sorry to interrupt you, but are there limited amount of services that they are offering at this juncture, or can you ask?
No,
it's open to anything.
No, so it's not open to anything. It's basically some fixed, let's say 12 to 15 services, but no transactions. Let's keep that in mind. It's only an inquiry that you can do. And like for example, you can say, I want to stop a particular check payment. You can do that also. You can, you can request for your checkbook also. So these are the kind of services that you can do.
Okay, but why should one opt for WhatsApp banking? I mean, what is it offering you that a banking app or net banking or a telephone service customer helpline is not doing?
Very well. Now here, they have targeted the Gen Z as such, because most of the time we are on WhatsApp, and so they really conducted a very beautiful, like there was a usability study and there was a survey that was conducted, and they figured out that yeah, this Gen Z is always on the WhatsApp. So they they wanted something for an app. You really need to go and download the app, or maybe again enter your PIN, you enter your password. But yeah, WhatsApp is one thing which is on all the time, and hence they said, okay, let's go with let's offer these services with the WhatsApp.
You were telling us about how to apply at the start of
yes.
Your interaction. We have to give a missed call and they will contact us.
Yes, you just have to. No, they won't contact you. You just have to give a missed call from your standard from your registered number.
Right.
Then you need to save that number, and that's the number itself where you can just start chatting with
So
them.
it's that simple.
It's very simple, fairly simple. A service that you must use because it's really very, very quick.
What about the limitations, the pitfalls? What is it? Where can a consumer or a client who has an account with a bank could actually find some limitations or difficulties in communicating? Because, like you said, it's a bot that's replying to you.
Yeah, it's basically a virtual assistant that's replying to you. So the limitations are, number one, that you can't do any sort of transactions. Number two, the information you will get will be limited to only what the bot or what the virtual robo has been fed with. That's all you're going to get. You can't do any sort of transactions like, say transfer money or do a third party transfer or do UPI payments. None of these are possible. So, it's just that only an inquiry kind of a thing is what you can do. No transactions, I repeat.
What about safety and security? How safe is this, or is this also a possible emerging threat to our privacy?
Well, privacy, I guess it's more of a myth nowadays, I would say that. As far as, what is really worrying me is that everything is now on the mobile, everything, our bank details and also is this also. So we need to practice some basic hygiene things. For example, I know there are people who still don't have a lock screen on their phones. Now that's quite dangerous. So that particular thing needs to be done. Second thing is, please, like most of our confidential information or communications we do is using the WhatsApp. So have an app lock even for your WhatsApp. It's very important to do that. So these are the two things you really need to take care of, Pranaya.
Okay, but what happens if, say, I lose my phone?
Okay. Now, if you lose your phone, what is the risk that you have? I mean, specifically, I'm talking about to this WhatsApp banking thing. The risk is that somebody can just open your WhatsApp, and if you don't have a lock, the screen lock, and even the lock for your WhatsApp, he can just send a particular message, or he can get the information as to what is the, what kind of bank balance you have. That's the only risk. So, he can come to know that, okay, you have a bank balance of, let's say, so many thousands or so many lakhs. So these are the kind of risks that it poses. But nothing as such that he'll be able to do a transaction. He can't do a transaction as such.
Okay. And what about charges? Is this free of cost service, or is there any premium you have to pay?
No, I don't think so, because as far as my bank is concerned and several other private banks, when I looked upon, none of them are charging as such. So it's a free of cost thing. But yes, I would just want to highlight one part related to the dangers of it. Although it is end-to-end encryption, there are no two doubts about it, there are certain malwares which can actually read each and every message of yours. So please guys, understand that any kind of sensitive information that you post, or even if you talk about, can actually be seen. So we really need to be very careful about whatever, forget WhatsApp banking, even anything else also we need to be extremely careful. Let's not forget, the most important thing is, in case if you lose your phone, what's very important is that you go and you would want to deactivate your SIM. There are no two doubts about it, but you may be having a feature of Find My Phone or Find My Device. You need to go log in and actually erase your data or set up a PIN so that nobody can misuse your mobile phone.
Okay, so I've asked you all kinds of hygiene questions
Yep.
when it comes to WhatsApp banking. Hope our viewers also have a fair amount of clarity whether it's something meant for them or not, whether they want to opt for it or not. But tell us, what are the kind of issues or queries, if you've come across any, when it comes to WhatsApp bankers over and above what I've asked you?
Well, I don't think so there have been any issues, because this is something that's very newly launched. So it's more like a convenient thing. It's like, for example, if I am sitting over here and I just want to find which is my nearest ATM. Earlier, I would just go on to Google and say, okay, ATM's near me. Here with the WhatsApp thing, I can just say, okay, ATM near me, and it immediately tells me the location of the ATM. It also gives me the Google map also and the directions also, and I can walk in over there. As far as the dangers are concerned, nothing much I've heard about. There are no such cases that have come to me, because as I told you, people are not very aware about it also.
Yeah.
So they really need to try it out to understand, yeah, it is beneficial, but at the same time, please maintain a very good hygiene as far as whenever you're using any apps. Forget not just this one.
Talking about queries and questions, we have our first live caller joining us. Ritesh, hope you're prepared to answer them.
Not a problem.
Samir from Mumbai is calling us right now. Samir, hi, good evening. Thank you so much for calling us. What's your question?
Yeah, I wanted to know, I'm using a bank app now.
Okay.
So what are the advantages of using a WhatsApp banking, compared to an app? When I'm getting, I won't be able to use any sort of transactions using a WhatsApp banking.
Right.
Thank you.
Were you able to get that?
No, not very clearly.
So Samir essentially wants to understand that if he cannot transact using WhatsApp, then what are the essential advantages it has vis-a-vis an app? Something similar
Yes.
to what I was also
Okay.
touching upon.
So, Samir, how it is, for example, as I'm telling you, now if you want to find out what are the ATMs near you, how much is the balance, you would go and you would have to go and click on the app and then sometimes depending upon the connectivity also, because apps require a really fairly good like 3G 4G type of connections, bandwidth also. But here in WhatsApp it's more quite text kind of a thing, so it's super fast. So something as basic as when you want to find your ATM, how much is your bank balance, even if you want to apply for a credit card and other thing, you don't really have to go to the app, because even understand, going to the app is not like an easy process. I mean, it still takes 2-3 steps. You have to log in and things like that. But over here, you don't have to do any such thing over here. You just go, say, okay, I'm going to apply for a credit card. Immediately, you will get the response. So it is as good as like you're chatting. It becomes more like a two-way, although with a bot.
Okay. Well, Sameer, thank you so much for calling, and hope your concerns about using WhatsApp banking services have been abated, at least the one that you had at this juncture. Tell me something. There is an equal threat to privacy or, loss of phone, etc. when you're using an app as well, right? Because a lot of us often pre-feed our user ID password as well. We just click and it's already signed in.
Yes.
So, security-wise, how are both of them placed?
You're talking about the
App and WhatsApp.
Okay. So as far as the app is concerned, I think I would say the banking app which is there are many more risks in it. But most of the banks, they don't allow you to be logged in for all the time. You're actually logged out immediately. I mean, once you have done a transaction and all, you're going to be like logged out once you finish doing the transaction. And in as far as the apps are concerned, the banking apps are concerned, you are able to do transactions and you're going to do like many more things over there. But with the WhatsApp one, you will be just limited only to inquiry related things. Now, in terms of privacy, I would say yes, all the data, all the transactions that you do on an app are like kind of recorded, but then that is there only and only with the bank. Here, although it's end-to-end encryption, but certain kind of spywares and malwares can actually find out what all information or what kind of communications you're doing even on WhatsApp.
Okay, makes sense. Well, thank you so much, Ritesh, for
My
joining
pleasure.
us and for helping our viewers understand the pros and cons and whether or not this is something that they would like to opt for. Thank you so much once
Thank you so
again.
much.